My goal through this prep is to be as consistent as possible. If I'm 2 minutes short or 2 minutes longer on the workout, so be it. I did most of that workout. I'm going to do workouts every day. Leading up to Florida, I did about a workout every day for 3 months leading up to that. And that's going to be my goal this prep. Work on hacks, work on my athletes, but also myself. Train 10 to 12 hours a week. Nothing more than that, nothing less than that. And have some big sessions, have some fun during this. But this is going to be a great prep. I'm really excited. I mean, not all the days I train this week, I wanted to do it. What's going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video. This is going to be a great video for you because I'm going to go over my Ironman 70.3 training weeks as I'm 11 weeks out from Ironman Oceanside 70.3. It's going to be a fun event. There's about 25 hacks athletes going. It was a pretty solid week. I think the main goal of it that I wanted to try to do is get back into a routine after the holidays and just get back into my normal training because I had about a month off of just kind of like working out, no plan involved in it after Ironman Florida 70.3, and then I went home for Christmas, had New Year's and all that jazz. But I feel like a lot of people right now are getting back into a routine and trying to get back their jazz after the holidays, after their 2024 races and that sort of thing. Because most of the calls I've been on, because if you don't know me, I coach athletes online for Ironmans, for lifting, for marathons, for hybrid training. And if you have any questions about triathlon, lifting, running, biking, swimming, and you want to have a schedule, you want to have a plan, and you don't know where to go, fill in the link on my website, hacksathleticlub.com. I'll get back to you within 24 to 48 hours to see if this is a good fit, and we'll go from there. Or if you just have any general questions, message me on Instagram. Let's get back to the video. One of the most common topics that I've had chats with my athletes were about consistency and motivation. Everyone, I feel like, was very motivated October, November, December, but then the New Year's hit, holidays hit, and everyone's kind of been in like just like a motivation decline. But I mean, it's seasons to this. You're not going to be motivated and disciplined the whole entire year. But I feel like to notice that you're out of your routine and you don't have a lot of drive to do things, I think that's the number one thing that you should be doing when you're in that slump. I was definitely in a slump for a couple weeks. But I mean, it's kind of nice to be in that after you're so dedicated and disciplined for so many months, and then you're back to it and we're on a train again. This is why I feel like having a date and a race is very important for motivation and to stay disciplined, because this is it's a skill that you can learn. Discipline is something that you don't just have. Like, you have to learn it through doing things and doing things that you absolutely hate, but you're gonna learn that skill and being like, I don't want to go for that run, but I'm going to do it because it's on my plan, it's on my schedule, and that's discipline. You're learning that discipline. So yeah, it was very busy work-wise as well. I mean, I trained for 10 and a half hours, but my work day, my day in general was pretty much the same for the last 2 weeks. I got up, I trained for hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I did athlete plans, athlete check-ins, video creation, marketing, some finance work within the business of hacks. So most of my days have stayed the same Monday to Sunday for the past couple weeks. But it was really busy with oncoming athletes in the new year and handling those and making sure all my older athletes were taken care of as well. But I mean, this is what I do full time. I'm fully committed to this and I love this. And just one thing before we get into the Monday to Sunday is that I love doing my workouts in the morning because I get them done and the rest of the day I don't have to think about it. It's not a stress on my mind. I just have to think about the next morning, and I love being in that routine, and I feel like this past week was a huge driver for that for my next couple of weeks, because it's going to be like that. So yeah, let's jump into it. All of these workouts were in the morning, usually right when I woke up. I'd wake up, I'd get some coffee. My go-to coffee is 2 shots of espresso, some water, and some Silk vanilla creamer. I've been having it every day for the past, I don't know how many years. And then usually like a bagel with cream cheese, bagel with toast. I mean, not bagel with toast, bagel with peanut butter and jam. And then I'd make my way to the gym. Monday, I did some aerobic and anaerobic reps for an hour 40. My average heart rate was 132. My max heart rate was 157. I was at the gym, like I go to my local gym and I just go on the spin bike for these bike workouts that I've been doing this week. It's pretty solid when I have repetitions, but if it's just like a zone 2 ride for 2 hours, it's really tough. But this one on Monday, it wasn't a tough one at all. Like my watts, 180 to 200 for my aerobic reps, and then for my reps, like my harder reps, when my heart rate was getting up to like 155, 150s, those were around 240 to 260, which I felt very strong at. And then after that ride, I did a little 30-minute walk on the treadmill. I like flushing the legs off of the bike. Even if it's not a run, I really find it beneficial to go for a walk after a bike, or even just like throughout the day. And then after that, I did 10 minutes of core work. I'm really focusing on my core work just to make sure I am not falling behind in that, because I feel like it's easy to fall behind strength wise when you're in such like a dedicated endurance schedule. Moving on to Tuesday, this was a grind. I've never used paddles a lot. Swim easy 200, and then 2x100, 2x50 warm up, and then 2x400 moderate. Paddles and pull buoy for the rest here. So 3x200, 4x100, and then just a cool down here. I felt really strong during this. I don't wear my watches on swims anymore. I feel like I was just getting in my head every single rep when I was doing that, and I was only focused on the time and not so much my stroke. So now what I do is I write the workout down on a piece of paper, and then I put it in a Ziploc bag, and then I put it on the wall at the pool, so I can just kind of keep track of the workout and go through the swim like that, and then just kind of watch a clock. But I mean, I would recommend trying swimming without a watch. It definitely changed my mindset on swimming and just enjoying it more. Because now when I don't wear a watch, I feel a lot better the whole time than when I am, and I'm seeing the splits. Yeah, I just enjoy this a lot more without a watch. But paddles are a grind. You definitely feel like you had a crazy upper body workout. I was going to do an upper body workout after the swim, but I feel like that was a very solid workout for my body. So that's what I did Tuesday. And then Wednesday, I woke up, did the same routine, had a 30-minute walk, just go outside. Yeah, but this was just a crazy pull buoy set. This was the workout here. This was a warm-up, 200 swim, 3x200 hard with a pull buoy on 30-second rest, and then 200 swim easy, 2x200, 200 easy, 1x200 hard, 200 easy, 1x200 all out. Very impressed with my time at the 1x200 all out. That all out was around 3:02. So I was doing 131s, and that was like my after 2,000 meters, which I was very happy with. But even the 200s that I was going hard with the pull buoy were around 135 to 138. So I felt very good. Like, I'm feeling good swimming wise right now. I just want to keep that up and try to get around a 30, sub 30, 70.3 time. I'm just feeling very strong. I started taking creatine, which I've noticed has helped my swimming stroke and just my strength in the pull and not getting as fatigued as quick. And then I went upstairs to the gym, did a 10K workout. I think I had to cut that short because I had a call and then I had to jump on the call. Usually my workouts can be cut short if I don't manage my time as well, and then I have like an athlete call to jump on, and then I have to just go right off the treadmill right into the call, or if I have some buffer time, that's always good too. But that was Wednesday there. Thursday, I did some bike reps, aerobic, anaerobic, and then some threshold at the end. Again, my bike is definitely the strongest out of the bike, run, swim. So, I mean, I'm feeling really strong in it. Like, the only time I'm feeling lactic acid buildup was around, like, if it's over 260, 270 watts. But, I mean, generally, my legs flush out pretty quick. So that's why I feel pretty good on these workouts. That average heart rate was 135 beats per minute. Again, this was in an indoor setting at my gym, which was kind of a grind. And then right after that, I hopped into a run. This is the note I put in Training Peaks. Felt pretty good. Heart rate was a bit lower than last week, so the fitness is definitely getting a bit better. The hard reps on the curved treadmill felt pretty good, to be honest. I could see myself using this in the future for my tempo or shorter reps because I had strides in the middle of my run and I wasn't going to just turn the treadmill up really fast for like 20 seconds and then down. So I went on the curved treadmill, and it's definitely different than a flat surface, but I mean, I could see myself doing that for tempo or sprint work, and I feel like you have to position your body to balance on the curved treadmill because, I mean, your legs and your feet have to land in a certain spot, which I think is pretty solid for that. And then I did 4 or 5 minute core workout again. I've been loving the core stuff. I've been loving the wheel. I don't know the science behind this, but I feel like it's been helping my swim a lot because think about when you pull in the swim, you're like this, and then you pull. I mean, with the wheel, you're like this, and then you pull, and you can really feel your whole core, especially your lower core towards your hip flexors, really engaged. So I'm definitely going to continue with that. I did that, I think, 3 times that week. Friday, I just did a simple core workout before my swim. Again, I did the same wheel stuff, and then just some general like hip flexor, plank, side plank, all that jazz. And then I jumped in the pool. This was sprinting because I have to work on my top end speed now, because like my 200s on Wednesday, my sprint versus my moderate pace was only a couple seconds different per 100. So I need to work on my sprints. So I was absolutely cooking here. The main sets were 20 by 50 max on 40 seconds, and then 12 by 50 at 95% on 110. This was definitely a tough workout. I was gassed the rest of the day after this one, but I'm definitely going to be doing this a lot more. On Saturday, I did just a simple bike, an hour, 50 minutes, at a zone 2 pace, 131 average heart rate. And then I did just a light 20-minute 4K towards the evening time, just because I had some time to kill before I was going out with some friends. So I did that. That was Saturday. So going into Sunday, I was feeling pretty sick. So I cut the workout short, and I just did this run. But I just want to add this in that if you're feeling sick or if you're feeling kind of down going into a day, you don't have to do the full workout. I don't want you to peak on the workout tomorrow. I want you to peak on the workout on race day. So if this means that you're going to sacrifice the rest of the week for this one session, I would rather have you do 50% of the workout and feel fine and go rest the rest of the day than to do the full workout and put yourself more into a hole. So down the line, you're just going to carry on with that sickness. Remember this. I don't want you to peak on your training workouts. I want you to peak on race day. I just did an hour aerobic, 144 average heart rate, indoor. A tip as well, if you're on the treadmill, set the incline to minimum 1%. That helps your glutes and your hamstrings engage instead of just slamming your quads on the treadmill and your calves. But yeah, that was a week, 10 and a half hours in, 11 weeks out from Oceanside. I just did an upper body and full body lift today, which felt pretty nice. Like when you take off so many days from lifting and then you do it, you definitely feel the effects of it in a good way. Like I love lifting. I don't think I'm ever gonna switch out from that. To be fair, this week I didn't do like any upper or lower specific lifts, but I feel like these workouts were pretty hard considering I'm just getting back into the flow of things. Yeah, this week was busy. A lot of work was going on, a lot of training was going on, but I think the main thing was just getting back into routine after the holidays, after New Year, and just getting back to the flow of things. Because when I'm not in the flow, I don't feel as productive, I don't feel as motivated or energy intense. But you're gonna have down weeks, you're gonna have down days. I mean, not all the days I trained this week I wanted to do it because this was my first real week back, and just setting my priorities straight. I mean, my goal through this prep is to be as consistent as possible. If I'm 2 minutes short or 2 minutes longer on the workout, so be it. I did most of that workout. I'm going to do workouts every day. Leading up to Florida, I did about a workout every day for 3 months leading up to that. I didn't have a rest day, and that's going to be my goal this prep, is to manage my energy, manage my efficiency, to work on hacks, work on my athletes, make sure they're on their goals and make sure they're on their paths, but also myself. Train 10 to 12 hours a week, nothing more than that, nothing less than that, 10 to 12 hour weeks up until race day, and have some big sessions, have some fun during this. But this is going to be a great prep. I'm really excited. So thanks for watching this video. If you have any questions, message me on Instagram. I'll see you in the next one.